Hey everybody, it's your girl DJ with Playing for Keys podcast, and today I have my homeboy Will with FYPM staffing. How you doing today?
I am doing well. Happy to finally be here. I've literally been picking on you for what, a year?
You've been picking on me, but you know I've had a lot going on. You've had a lot going
you
on.
Right. You right.
You picked on me some. You ain't pick on me enough. You finally got on to me for about a month, I think, maybe a month for real. And I was like, okay, come on, Will. And I'm so glad you did.
I appreciate it.
Yes. So you are here for Dating Chronicles, where you give a funny, crazy, or lesson learned dating story. What do you have for us today?
I have so many. I'll let you even choose. You can choose a time that I was racially catfished.
Ooh.
You can choose the time. It's funny now. You can choose the time a young lady had a whole argument with herself. She took my side and her side. And kicked herself out of my house. I have stories.
I would love to dissect the
I'll give you both, but if we have enough time, I'll give you both.
Yeah, no, let's dive into the first one, because I would love to hear that one, and then we can, if we have time, we'll dive into the second one. I slick want to go with the second one, but let's do the first one.
Okay, so literally, this Caucasian woman stole somebody's Instagram picture, like had a whole Instagram set up, was on a dating site that I was on at the time. Nothing about hers was not African American. I show up to the restaurant, blonde hair and freckles.
Okay. Wait, go into the date, and then we're going back.
Okay, I'll give you all that. So I show up to the restaurant, and like the maitre d'.
The maitre d'. The maitre d'.
Okay, so where the first person I walked in that has an attitude with me, and they're walking me to the table, right? The restaurant is kind of packed.
Okay.
So I go in, and everybody's looking at me weird, and then I go to the table, and I said, no, that's the wrong table. I said, she's white. And so the young lady who was walking back there is looking at me weird, and then somebody say, oh, this blank got catfish. And I realized that I didn't realize, I'm like, no, this is the wrong table. You got to take me to another table. This is not her. So I don't know what she thought was going to happen when I showed up. I have no idea.
I mean, okay, let's back up a little bit. When was this?
This was...
You could give me just kind of a time frame. You don't have to,
late 2020.
You know people use FaceTime and stuff, right? I know you on FaceTime because we FaceTime during that time.
We did, but it was always, we talked on the phone. Never. And so because her, I've never not FaceTime since then.
Yo, so her voice didn't sound...
No. I promise. Nothing about her.
Okay, so the dating profile, it was a black woman on there.
And then you know how you can link your IG, and there's IG at the bottom sometimes?
Yeah.
IG was the same woman she used for the pictures.
So what made you not want to FaceTime or video chat with this
I don't
person?
know. To be completely honest, I have no idea.
Was she just so intriguing over the phone you felt like you didn't have to?
I don't know. Just to be completely honest, that was lesson learned, because I've never not FaceTimed or however we have to do it, but I'm going to see before I leave my house.
So, when you guys had conversation... Now, let me ask you this, because what kind of conversations were you guys kind of having? Were you able to dig into, her background? Did she totally, do you think she lied about,
She lied about everything.
Ooh.
Said she went to a HBCU. Now, she might have, because she might have.
Yeah, because that's why she's going to there now.
But just nothing about her was not black. Nothing.
Wow. So, okay, when you realized that this woman basically, when it clicked, you didn't sit down?
No, I left. Because I wanted to cuss her out so bad, but you know what that would look like. A black man cussing out this little white girl. It would have looked crazy. So I walked out.
So you ain't never been the type to explore a situation?
No.
Never
Crazy is crazy.
Why? I mean,
listen, a liar is a liar, and whatever your excuse is, it's still a lie.
That's true.
Like, do you know what I mean? So you're gonna try to explain why you lied to me?
I mean, I guess it's just me. I would want to know. Like,
No.
I would love to know the psyche behind somebody doing that and thinking that. Not at all.
Contacted me, blocked them.
How
all
long
of
did
that.
you guys talk before you guys met?
Probably, and it wasn't every day, but probably like a week.
Okay, so it wasn't like you were that invested either.
No.
So what if you would have talked to this person for about a month and maybe built a deeper
I
bond?
still wouldn't have spoke to her after that. Like when I figured out you lied, there's no reason to go behind a lie. I'd have been
I gotta take lessons out of people's playbook. Me,
I can't.
I be wanting to know.
Listen, okay, somebody lies to you, they cheat on you, or whatever they do.
Yeah.
Do you care with the answer why they did it? All
Yeah,
you know is you're hurt.
I do.
But it's not. But is it gonna stop you from hurting?
It don't stop you from hurting. It don't stop you from hurting. But if you're in a relationship with this person, you know, I would want to know the context around, you know, why you cheated, what was going on. That's me though. You know what I'm saying?
I don't need to know none of that because all I know is this is what happened, and you're gonna tell me some BS to try to let me know why you're either.
But you think everybody is about BS? Now that particular situation, yes, because ain't
no
way. But
if you cheat, if you do stuff like that, or if you're lying in a relationship, you're going to tell me something normally that's going to make you look like a victim, like it wasn't your fault that all this happened.
Maybe like a victim, but not exactly that. I mean, do you tend to have a soft heart when somebody tell you something?
No, I'm a jerk. I'm an asshole, so no, I do not have one of those.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Now I'm gonna ask you: have you ever been cheated on, and have you ever tried to work through it, or it's always just been
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap. It's a no for me.
It's a wrap. If I catch you in a lie, it's a wrap. Because I've been hurt.
Yeah,
so once you go through that really, really, really big hurt,
yeah,
it changes you. Like no matter if you do, you might not just like F all women or F all men. I'm not saying that, but there's a part of you that changes once you go through that really big hurt. And then if you go through another one, it changes you again, whether people realize it or not.
So let me ask you this: once you go through a certain amount of hurts, or maybe after the first or second one, do you ever look at yourself, or maybe why I chose this person, or why?
Oh no, all the time.
Yeah, because some people will sit there and just be like
it's not everybody else's fault. Like, you have to do a lot of self-reflection, which I have. I've also been in therapy and things of that nature, which have helped me out. Then I have a really strong support staff, like my brothers, my sister, a couple of really close friends that I can call on.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you have to take your responsibility, and then you have to say, okay, this is the type of person I can't be around. Okay. This type of, because this is the thing, if you keep people around who have hurt you, the reason they hurt you is because you cared or you love them.
That's fair.
And then they're going to try to get back in again.
Oh, I wouldn't say that they hurt you. Wait, let me say it.
I'm saying if they cheated on you or something like that.
Let me take back that's a fact because wait, let me make sure I understood you right after I said that. You said if they hurt you is because wait, what did you say?
If they hurt you it's because you loved them or you cared about them.
Why would they hurt you because you love them?
No, I'm saying the fact that you got hurt is because you had real feelings.
Okay, got you. That's
so they know that, like, they knew what they took to get you, right? And if you keep them around, they're going to get you again.
I don't agree with that.
Yes.
No, I don't agree. Not all the time. Sometimes people make mistakes.
If they want you, they knew what it took to get you, right?
No, it depends because there's a lot of people who don't really know themselves and people change up.
How did they get you then if you cared about them? They knew what it took to get you.
They knew what it took to get you. I think I'm trying to understand that.
They knew what they took to get to your heart. They knew what it took to get to your, you know what I'm saying, to get your attention.
To get your attention, all that stuff.
They haven't forgotten.
But they can still continue to do that, and then they go.
And they cheat or lie or do whatever to break your trust?
Yeah. And then they maybe.
So have you ever had somebody cheat on you and just walk away? Or somebody hurt you and just walk away? Or did they always come back?
People always come back.
Exactly. So the point is,
but it depends.
If they know what it took to get your attention and your undivided attention, they're going to do it again.
Not all the time, though. There's some people there's some people who realize that they made they cheated, and they realize they made a mistake, and I've seen situations where they don't do it again. I've seen that in real life. I've seen that in real life. So that's why I say I can't agree. Okay. I agree with you
I see
because
what you're saying. I haven't seen it though.
And I feel like people sometimes make mistakes because, I don't know.
I think you're telling
that's a
yourself,
deep.
but I'm gonna leave you alone. I
That's
think you're telling on yourself.
No, that's a deep. What you mean I'm telling myself?
Have you
'Cause I'm
cheated?
telling- I've never cheated.
Okay.
No, I've never
Okay.
cheated. No, I hate that I had to really sit there. I've never cheated. I've never been the type. I've never cheated. But I can understand a person thinking that they're evolving in one way,
Mm-hmm.
and then they probably get comfortable and get to know somebody else, and then they might have made that. Not even saying it's a mistake, because when you doing it, it's an act. But then the after effect, they see that they hurt this person, and they realize that it wasn't worth it. They do tend to realize they made a mistake. It was a mistake to think the way that they thought. I've seen that.
Okay.
So that's why I said, I agree with you, because I know that that's out there as well. But then there's also those people who do realize what they have, and then they act right, and they do continue on how they continue the behaviors that they had to keep the person, and they don't cheat because they realize
Okay.
what they have is solid.
So you've seen somebody do
I've seen-
something stupid.
I've seen plenty. I've seen somebody who did something stupid during the dating phase.
Mm-hmm.
They were out there, they were dating this person they were dating, and then they were out there exploring while dating this person, and they got caught.
But does that matter? Unless you're exclusive, does that matter?
They did end up getting exclusive, but at the same, they were exclusive.
Okay.
So they
okay.
were exclusive. I mean, they eventually they got to the point where they were exclusive.
Okay.
And then that's a good question, because a lot of people will think that they're exclusive and they're not.
When you become an adult, there's a conversation that must be had.
There should be a conversation that should be had, but there's a lot of people who aren't having those conversations. Just like now, there's women just out here, they thinking they dating somebody, and these men aren't taking them out on dates. Conversations aren't being had. I know you're a little older than me,
Right.
so I know there's a lot of that going on too.
I've never run into a woman who was like, okay, what are we doing? Why are you not planning? And maybe it's
Yeah.
because of some of the women that I've dated, but they're like, or even like I'm talking about the beginning.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, so when you gonna plan this date? Even if they don't say it, they're like, oh, I'm not doing this. You're gonna pursue
And
it.
that could be the caliber of women that you just have always dealt with. Because I know for me,
Not always.
not always.
Not always.
So I know for me, like, not wanting to rock the boat or liking somebody and not really paying attention and knowing what I wanted, I tended to be that I didn't want to rock the boat. So we weren't going out on dates, but he was giving me time. I made that good enough. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of that going on. So that's why I'm just going back to, unfortunately, there's a lot of conversations that aren't being, they should be, but they're not. But going back to the story that I was given, yeah, they were exclusive. I believe they had that conversation. I'm going to say that. I believe they had that conversation. Anyway, like I said, they talked every night. They videoed all the time. They went out on dates. They did that. They did this, that, and the third. So in the woman's mind, yes, they were exclusive. Did they have that concrete conversation? I don't know. But anyway, there was one particular night that this person they weren't responsive, none of that. And I was with this person at the time, and I was like, well pull up. Make sure you're all right. So we pull up, and another woman was at the house. And he saw how much pain he put my friend through, and just through them being separated, because she took a step back, he realized he made a mistake. That was 6-7 years ago, probably 8-9. They're married now with a child, and that hasn't happened again.
Do you think it's a fear that people, like, there are questions when you're dating somebody, when you really like somebody, that you might not, like, you don't want to know the answer. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you want this answer, but you know it's a 50-50.
Yeah.
So you're terrified that it's the one you don't want.
Absolutely. That's really what it is. Like, the fear of rejection is most of the reasons why we don't put ourselves out there and really talk about what we want. And I think, I know, like I said, for me, I went into dating, like, not even thinking about what I wanted. Like, I did not know what I wanted. I was so into people-pleasing mode and not wanting to rock the boat. I was all about just, okay, what this man want? How can I be the perfect girlfriend? This, that, blah, blah, blah. What can I do? My needs and stuff didn't even matter. Like, so I went in just not knowing myself, any of that. That's why I kind of paused when you was like, have you ever cheated? And it's just kind of like, So I kind of see both sides. Like, I ain't never cheat, but at the same time, I could definitely see a person getting to know themselves, evolving, and then
Okay,
branching
but if that
out.
person evolves,
Hmm.
aren't they supposed to let the person they're dating or their partner know?
Absolutely, they should be having. And sometimes conversations are had, but the partner is so stuck in their own ways, they're not paying attention. There's that too.
I can agree with that.
Yeah.
I can definitely agree with that.
So yeah, you know what I'm saying. Communication is a big factor that we tend to ignore. You know what I'm saying?
Most people don't know how to communicate, and I'm
That
talking
too.
about me too. I didn't know how to communicate, just to be
I'm
completely
I'm
honest.
I'm still learning too.
I don't think that ever stops trying to figure out how to communicate and get. Because sometimes it's frustrating because you know how you feel, right?
Yeah.
But you can't get it out. Like because a person can't understand you.
I feel that because I
Like
know.
I wish you was inside my head, or I wish you was
Right.
inside my heart, but you can't. So it's like it doesn't make sense to you.
Right. I know me in the past, like now I'm real good with text messages. Like I'll if
Hmm.
I'm angry, or I'll read the person through text message. But vocally getting it out was very hard for me. Like I could not be vocal and have an adult conversation, or
So you
even
couldn't
just
cuss nobody up.
Nah, if I got to that point where I had to cuss somebody out, I'm gonna cuss.
Okay.
Oh no, they gonna get cussed out. But I'm
Okay.
talking about like in a relationship dynamic. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? I never wanted it to get to that point.
I
So
understand.
yeah, it would be hard for me to get to that point. But when I got to that point, there was no turning back. I'm
Oh,
blacking
it's a
out.
wrap.
So it's a wrap. So I don't get to that point. Um, and I always had issues with communicating, like when I'm frustrated or when I'm angry. So I would be passive aggressive, and so those are things I'm still working on. Even with like the knowledge that I'm coming up on and I'm learning, I'm still trying to develop my communication with different people and trying to get them to hear me and understand me at the level they're at. So I feel like a lot of people are going through that.
Should you be dating somebody who's not at your level?
I had those issues in the past. I'm not dating right now, but I had those issues in the past where I would, and I hate my philosophy. I think subconsciously was to build somebody up, get them up to my I know right, get them up to my level.
We've
and
all
then,
done it.
and then the roles would reverse, right? They'll do what they're supposed to do. That's what you think in your head, right? Because I didn't vocally set those expectations up. I just gave to help build the person up, and they either they never raised up to the potential I was looking for, or they somewhat thought they got there, and then they jumped ship, and then tried to come back on board once they realized they didn't have it. So I had to learn the hard way not to do that. Now that you said we've all had, I'm curious on a man's perspective, like what that looked like for you.
I'm gonna go back into a horrible story.
Oh,
It's
come
funny
on.
now. Okay, so I'm 47, so we're gonna go back to my early 30s.
You look really good for your age.
I
by the way.
appreciate that.
You really do.
But literally, I was in Chicago and I saw potential in this young lady.
Okay, what does potential look like?
It really looks like, okay, if you just get a little help, you're on your way. Like you're out of there.
Okay.
Like, do you know what I mean?
What does that look like for y'all though? What does a little help mean and then you're out of there? Because for some men, because I've been told like men will take a girl working at McDonald's as long as she
no.
can give time. And what does that look like for you?
So when I saw potential, we had good conversation. She was building a business,
Okay.
but she had to be the laziest person I've ever met. But like I just thought, like if you just had somebody who believed in you, you could take off. And she is still building that business.
To the
And
day.
keep in mind that's like 18 years ago.
Wow. So what type of things were you pouring into her? Was it just conversation? Was it just your time and energy?
Conversation, and then she would be like, "Okay, I'm frustrated because of such and such. All right, let's look this up.
Yeah.
Come over to my house. I'm coming over to your house. We're gonna research. We're gonna get some stuff done. Who you should be talking to, things of that nature. So you have a business, so you know what that looks like.
Yeah.
At the time, I didn't. So I'm reaching out to people who I knew had started businesses. And I'd be like, so the thing is, something good came out of that because I started helping people start their businesses because I did all the research.
Yeah.
And it was a nice little business for me at one point. I just never like put it on paper, but
Yeah.
people would pay me to go ahead and help them open up different things.
Yeah.
But when I tell you, it was like, okay, can you do it? Can I do what? I'm not the face of this company. Like literally, it was like, can you do it? And I'm like, no.
Got you.
Then
So
she'd get frustrated, and I wouldn't speak to her for a couple of days. Then she'd come back, I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I went through that for like a year.
How did you break that cycle? Or did she
I
finally
got
break it
mad.
up? Oh.
And nobody really wants to see me mad. And I'm not saying that like I forget that you're a human being. And I might say some stuff
Is
that's
that why
not
you
going to
is
make you
that why
feel
you call
good.
yourself a jerk?
Yes.
Well,
Not just me. A lot of people call me that. It's not just me.
I don't ever want to get on your bad side.
You can't. Like, you family. Like, we've known each other and kept in contact and helped each other. Like, I would say something, you'd be like, okay, well, I needed to hear that today. Like, when we talk
Yeah.
about business
Yeah.
and back and forth, and then we've also helped, like, hey, such and such is hiring.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we can call each other for whatever. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, you good people. So, no, it's not that. It's that people will hurt you and know that they hurt you and act like they didn't hurt you and then come back and start doing the same BS. So if I hurt you, I'm going to say, hey, I'm sorry. I did not mean to do that. I did not know it affect you like that.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Or however I'm supposed to apologize. Like, whatever I did, I'm going to and be sincere about it.
Yeah.
But this particular person would do stuff, leave, and then come back like didn't nothing just happen.
Yo, that pedo.
Now, my defenses are up. And now she's like, oh, you're distant. You're this. It must be somebody else. I'm like, it is. You.
Yo.
You're the somebody else. This is not who I met.
So that's basically how it ended. You basically shut
I
that down.
snapped.
And then she finally just backed away completely after you snapped.
She didn't have a choice. She didn't. Like, if you take me there. But I think most people should be like this. There has to be a point where you're like, there's no more for you. I can't give you anything else.
So have you always been that person, like, in every relationship dynamic where you just was always kind of pouring into the person, giving to the person?
No. Not always. That hurt me.
Yeah.
Because so it was years until I, like, felt like I could be like that for somebody else.
Mm.
So it's not always. But I got into it, like, okay, so I had a really, really bad cycle of getting hurt and not dealing with it and just start dealing with somebody else.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to be lonely. Yeah. So what happened was I left college and I moved to Chicago, kind of Chicago, right?
Okay.
And I have a lot of family in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
I was an hour north of Chicago. So when I say I'm in Chicago, it's tongue-in-cheek because I wasn't in Chicago.
Gotcha.
Because I'm working up there and I'm living up there. So now I'm isolated and I'm depressed at times because there's nobody to talk to but me.
Yeah.
Because I'm living by myself and, and I'm young. I'm fresh out of college and all this other stuff. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And, like when you see stuff, it's like, oh, you're supposed to meet the person who's going to marry in college or at least be dating somebody.
Oh, yeah, definitely back in the day.
I swear to you, like a different world messed me up. But anyway, all of them found who was going to marry and left college together. Every last person.
They did.
No, tell the truth. They broke up on graduation day and they went separate ways. But anyway, I remember just like, okay, I'm failing at life because I'm not in a relationship. Keep in mind, I come from a family where everybody's married.
Mm.
Like when I'm talking about through, like you said, through cheating, through physical altercations.
Yeah.
Like, I was raised like, okay, my parents are still together. I'll be 48 this year? So my parents have been married for 48 years.
Okay.
Never drank, never did any of that stuff, I don't remember them yelling at each other.
So do you think with that, you don't handle conflict well because of that?
I don't handle conflict well. Well, I'm better, but I would be the type that would be like, okay, just take it in, never say anything, and then snap.
Got you.
So then people are like, oh, he's crazy. Okay, whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't care.
Yeah.
Because when you get to a point, I don't care what you think anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
Whether it's good or bad, I just don't care. So it's one of those things. So yeah, I never saw it. But so grandparents the same way. My dad's parents met when they were like 16. They died of old age together. So I'm looking at all this stuff like, oh, this is easy. It must be easy to be in a relationship once you become grown and you think you're grown as soon as you graduate from college or as soon as you get out. I'm grown now. Yeah. I had no idea what the hell that meant. Like, let me get these bills done together. And I left college with 2 children. So because of that, it was like I'm not just dealing with one bill. I'm dealing with my bills and the bills of 2 other children.
Yeah.
So yeah. So my oldest is what now? This is what he'll be 24 this year,
Wow.
and my second will be 22.
Wow. Wow. Okay. So did that come from two different relationships while you were in college?
Yes. I got a story there. Oh my God, you gonna
were.
hear this story? I was a hoe in college.
Yeah, I was about to say you were a lover
Listen,
boy.
no, I was a hoe. Lover boys was nice to people. I was
Were
not.
lover boys nice to
Yes.
be, but they were also hoeing too.
But they were nice.
You were mean. And,
This is what happened, and you're gonna laugh when I tell you this.
okay, tell me.
So if I'm being nice to you,
Mhm.
and I'm sleeping with you,
Mhm.
right? You think there's more that's gonna come of this.
That's what makes you. Okay, go ahead.
So I had a close friend. She's sore now. She said, "Quit being nice to these people because you're so nice." But I was always raised. I'm gonna open the door. I'm gonna take you out to dinner.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be nice.
Yeah.
She was like, "Stop doing that." They all think they're in a relationship with you, even though I'm saying this
Yeah.
is all I want to say. And I'm not sugarcoating. I'm saying it nice because we're on your
So
podcast.
then, is it really your fault then?
Yeah, because they got the hint once I was not so nice.
But I'm saying, with you being nice, but then you also vocally letting them know, is it really your fault?
But you're still giving that facade whether you want to or not.
Are you
And
really
that's what she broke
why-
down to me. And she broke that down to me.
I'm gonna say I don't agree with that.
The only reason I agree with it because it worked. Like it worked for
It
me. I
worked
was
for you.
being honest. Like,
Got you.
listen, no, I don't want.
Because it's like, why you gotta be a jerk to have a consensual sexual relationship?
But we're
with
grown
someone?
now. It's different.
Even
I
when
think
you-
I think it could work now.
Yeah.
But you're 19, 20. I might be the second or third person you ever slept with. Like, do you understand what I'm saying? Or whatever it is. So you think this is, and again, they have the same mindset where it's like, oh, we're in college. We're going to meet our forever in college.
Okay.
Because again, I really thought that. I'm not joking. I
Yeah,
just knew I was
yeah.
going to meet my wife in college.
Yeah.
And then my brother had to do that. Both of my brothers did that now that I think about that.
So you're the only one you just left out.
I just got left out.
It's
Yeah.
okay, Will.
Yeah.
It's okay. Everything happens for a reason.
It does.
What? Continue your story, my man.
Which part of the story?
Okay, so you were basically at where you gonna tell me about this with your two kids, like how that came about.
Oh, no. It was just, again, I was a hoe. I was really into somebody. And she went on a double date on my birthday.
Okay.
Notice what I said. I wasn't there. She went on a double date on my birthday.
With somebody else in another couple.
Yes.
Oh wow.
So then I did a dip back to somebody I had been dealing with before. And she got pregnant.
So the other one got pregnant first.
Oh my God, this is a long story. So the person I was dating then comes back to me and is like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know how to make you feel." And again, I'm mad, but I'm taking it in. I'm trying to be so hard and all this other stuff. Like, no, you hurt me. I didn't tell her I had slept with the other girl. Like, on my birthday. That
Yeah.
was my birthday present to me.
Mm.
You did what you did? Okay, cool. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. Right?
Like,
Yes. I told you I'm an asshole. So, I didn't lie about that. So, oh God, this is a lot. So, and I dated this person before.
okay.
So she gets pregnant. The person I'm dating, we don't know she's pregnant.
Whew.
One of them lost the baby.
Mm.
That's the only reason I don't have two 24-year-olds.
Wow. Got so that particular time. Wow.
Yep. So then the person that's pregnant tries to fight my mother.
Why you trying to fight your mama?
Told my mama, "You're going to give me an apartment. You're going to buy me a car." My mom was like, "I didn't sleep with you." He did. My mama old school. My mom was like, "I didn't sleep with you." He did. So my brother walks in, and this is the only reason I know the story, because neither my mother or this young lady will never tell me the story.
Okay.
So I'm like, that ain't gonna work. And then she started telling me other light skinned dudes on campus was the father. Like, there's so many things that I've never talked about, but it was so much stuff. So I'm like, oh, that's not even my baby. This little boy looks exactly like me still to this day. It was definitely my baby, right? So then I started dating somebody else. Got into I thought it was serious, but again, she didn't think it was serious.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so that's how my second son came about. So I left college with two kids.
Wow. And in total, you have I know, isn't it 4 biological but 6 altogether? It's something like
It's
that, right?
7 total, 6 biological. I have
Oh,
2 by my youngest 2 are by my ex-wife.
got you. Okay. So when you think about your life, what would you say is the hardest lesson you've had to learn, just dealing with women, relationships?
The hardest lesson I've had to learn is setting up boundaries and keeping to them, and not being so quiet when I should be more vocal.
Mm,
Again, I will sit there and take everything, and then one day I will boil over.
got you.
And again, I've never put my hands on somebody, but I would make you feel like I hate you.
Yeah.
But I'm so frustrated at this point. Like, why can't you just do? Communication was terrible for me,
Yeah.
and I'll be the first to tell. Like, I could not communicate. I've gone through. After I got divorced, I went through counseling. I went through a whole bunch of other stuff. But it's like
What was discovered as to why?
part of it was I never seen
Confrontation.
So no, I had 2 different types of confrontation.
Okay.
I saw people, men and women, fight,
Mhm.
like fist fight,
Okay.
pick up stuff, throw stuff,
Yeah.
knives,
Yeah.
or I saw nothing, and I knew I was gonna never put my hands on a woman.
Okay.
So I look at my dad, I look at both of my grandfathers, and they were like quiet. And even when you know when a woman is mad, everybody on earth know when a woman is mad, right? Even if she's not saying it,
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
banging of plates or whatever it is, like it's
the
just
energy, like the passive aggressive.
so
Yeah.
you know she's mad. I know my grandmama's mad. I know you know what I'm saying. I know my mama mad, and they just sitting there looking like okay, like you gonna be we married, you ain't going nowhere. And I think that's kind of how. But I've never seen my parents argue,
Got you.
like raise their voice.
Got you.
I've never seen, so in my mind, a man is supposed to sit there, be quiet, let you go through what you're going to go through, and then we'll get it back on track. So, but it never came back on track for me in any of my relationships. I'm just like, oh, you just gonna keep doing this? Oh, you gonna keep doing the BS? Okay, cool. Oh, and then I've got cheated on 3 or 4 times. I got cheated on by 2 of my baby mamas. And stuff like that. So
Got you. So the hardest lessons are boundaries and communication.
communication.
What would you tolerate? What you tolerated back then that you won't tolerate now, and tie it into like a boundary of yours now.
Disrespect. Like as a man, I know I'm stronger than you, right?
Mhm.
But you're not gonna walk up to me and stand over me like you a man.
Mhm.
You're not gonna like. It, like when I was younger, it was cute. I was like, she really likes me. Like she's swinging at me.
Okay.
Like I've been swung on, and I'm like, you know, I could destroy you. But again, you know, I'm not that person.
Yeah.
And then, well, like if you do something that hurts my feelings, I wouldn't
Right.
say it
Why would women react to you in that way when they're angry?
because they keep saying I act like I don't care.
Do
But
you
I
agree?
saw it. Yeah, I know I did.
But
I saw it. Like, but that's how. Like, I watched my grandfather.
Yeah.
Could
So
be.
how have you worked through that? How have you worked through that? Like you said, you went to therapy and all that stuff. How have you worked through just being kind of nonchalant because that's what you saw growing up to who you are now today? Or is there still like no difference for real?
There's a difference. I definitely let people know and I care about them and I don't. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I will let you know, like, you my people, or I love you,
Yeah,
or
you
however
do.
I feel about you.
You do.
And then I will let you know I'm not feeling it. Like, because back then it would just be like, I care about this person. I'm falling for this person. What if they hurt me? So
Yeah, 'cause
do
you
I?
seem
So
like
do I
that guy-
tell them?
Because you seem like that guy you would give.
Mhm.
But it seemed like for you, in order for you to have been a jerk, to me, it just comes off as, like you said, somebody really,
I really got
really
hurt.
hurt you.
I got hurt really bad in college, and then I got hurt really bad recently.
And how you maneuvering through that? And then I'm gonna leave
Oh, I pray. I remember the lessons that I've already learned.
you alone.
And you just got to figure it out. Like, life is really about loss. whether we realize it or not. It's about loss and growth. Are you going to grow from the things that you've lost, or are you going to let them hold you down?
Mm.
Um,
What about the things that you might be going through in your life that's holding you down? What advice do you give to somebody in that predicament?
Whatever it takes. I meditate, I work out, I talk to people that I know care. Versus, friends that there are people that you would have done anything for that never really had your back, and you kind of filter through those people as you get older.
Yeah.
So there are people you can talk to, and they know, like you would tell them, like, I'm going through something, I'm going to be off the grid for a minute, and they know it, they understand.
Yeah.
I also have two beautiful young children that are with me, like 2 weeks on and 2 weeks off.
Yeah.
They keep me so busy. You heard them.
Yes,
No,
I
everybody who's been on the phone with me has heard Justin and Jackson. Let me just keep it 100. They keep me like laughing and on my toes at all times. So it helps. Pray,
Yeah.
meditate.
Okay. And my last question, what advice would you give to the younger generation of men? There's so many horrible podcasts out there, in my opinion, and so many horrible influencers out here influencing the young generation. What advice would you give?
This is my advice. First of all, listen to that little voice inside you.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody is is a better subject matter expert on you than you. You know what you like, you know what you want. Stop letting people tell you all women are horrible, all men are horrible. If that is true, then what about your friends? What about your family? What about those people?
Mm-hmm.
Like, believe in you. Believe in that little voice inside you. You're going to get hurt. You're going to run into some obstacles. There's no way around it.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody who hasn't been hurt.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody who hasn't been cheated on. I don't know anybody who hasn't been in a situation where they thought, okay, this is over. I don't know what I'm going to do next.
Yeah.
You will get through it. We've been through it. I don't know if you can talk to your parents. I don't know if you can talk to older siblings, cousins, aunts, uncles. They have a story,
Yeah.
whether you know it or not. And if you talk to them, you're like, hold up, what? You got through that? It might help you know, I'll give you hope that somebody else has been through it.
Got you. Well, I want to thank you for making time and stopping by the show.
No problem. Or did you want to hear the other story?
You gonna have to come back and give us that.
Got
story.
you.
But
I got you.
Tell everybody where they can find you, all of that good stuff, and what you do.
Okay, so I own my own staffing company. But what I do a lot now is I talk to different groups of high school students, college students, and then I do one-on-ones with people that are already in their in their job field, and I give different types of career coaching.
Okay, bet. Now, where can the audience find you if anybody decides they're interested?
Okay, FYPM_staffing across all socials, IG, TikTok, LinkedIn, YouTube. I do have a YouTube channel where I do post like different podcasts, which you were on,
Mm-hmm.
and then give some career advice, like small snippets, 3 to 5 minutes. And Facebook is just finding your personal management. They wouldn't let me change it. So everything else changed. FYPM_staffing across the board.
Bet. Well, that's where you can find Will. I want to thank you again.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, and I
I appreciate
want to
it.
thank all of the listeners and the viewers. And until next time.